Why is it that some people are affected and lose their faith and other people not? Other people who actually can guide people through times of crisis like that. What makes one man sink and one man swim? I don't know. The whole thing is very mysterious. It really is. But many of those, this is why when our Lord tells us, commands us not to judge. And when he's saying not to judge, what he's saying is, you are no one to judge the interior, the conscience of a man, of another human being. No one. That belongs to God and to God alone, because only God has the history of that person. Only God has the complete history of that human being. Only God can understand him. This is why, I remember meeting some people in life who were upset with the fact that the church has never named anyone in hell. You get the liberals who are very happy about that, and they come to the conclusion that no one is in hell. I'm not saying that at all. That's ridiculous. Of course, there is a hell, and that there are people in it. There are souls in it. But the point is that the church doesn't put anyone in hell, no one by name, because of the great respect for human will and human freedom that's God-given. And only God can judge that.
Yeah.
Right? We can judge actions. We can judge people's words and their actions, and all of that is fine. And as a matter of fact, it's not only fine, it's necessary. We have to come to some judgments in society. But we cannot judge the conscience of someone. We are no one to do that, right? And when you listen, some great authors have done this. None of them comes to mind right now, but I remember reading novels where all of a sudden you understand the murderer, you understand the villain. I remember one time, this I know I'm sounding a little bit crazy. I'm all over the place. I remember going with a girlfriend I had at the time to see Bonnie and Clyde, the movie Bonnie and Clyde. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes,
Faye
I do.
and Warren Beatty, I think. And we left the theater, and she thought that this was a great movie. Everyone was talking about this movie. The theater was packed. And I was bothered by it. She said, "What's the matter? What's the matter? Didn't you like it?" I said, "Yes. I mean, the acting was fine, and I loved anything that went back to the 1930s, right? It was kind of the nostalgia was in the air. I felt disturbed that I was on the side of the criminals.
Yeah.
The movie had made me sympathetic to these horrible people. They really were horrible people. I mean, these were not nice people. They killed other human beings. They robbed everything. They were horrible people. And this movie changed my perspective. And that was the first time that I remember that happening to me. Where all of a sudden a movie or a book or something changed my point of view. Now, taking that into a little bit of a much larger picture, that of God, this is what God does. This is exactly what God does. He takes into account the entire history of every human being. And only God can do that. No one can do that. Only God can do that. And we all have a history that's personal, it's private, and it's ours. Each individual has one. And we have it for a reason, so that God can understand us. Not he understands us, of course, but that God knows it. All right. And I think there's going to be a lot of forgiveness on the part of God. I hope so.